Story about how we worked out at the gym one time. And when he started rolling up his sleeves, I was like, he's about to bring those guns out. But man, John's a wonderful guy. All the leaders here, man, I'm so honored to be here. I can't even say it in words. I'm very, very excited about working with the Vermont team. Long story short, for all the guests in here, there were some changes that happened recently in the company. And as soon as the changes happened, Billy Chalmers, who John mentioned, who actually made the decision to get started with this business, he called corporate saying, hey, we want to work with Chris Bailey. And I said, man, my dreams are coming true, because from afar I've been watching this team, and I've always said, man, I wish we were all together. So now we're together. I kept wishing it, and now it's come to reality. So I'm very excited, guys. My commitment here is to make sure that everyone is truly successful in this business. And John, we're going to fix that problem. All right, we're going to make you that millionaire. All right? All right, so let's get started. Again, my name's Chris Bailey, team lead with Syntek Global. I've been with the business for a little over 5 years, and it's by far the best business decision I've ever made. When I got started, believe it or not, from Facebook. There was a guy, I didn't even know him. He was on Facebook, and he inboxed me one day, said, hey, man, you open to making some money? And I was like, nah. Then he did it. He had the audacity to come back the second time. And honestly, we had a Facebook argument. And I told him, man, get that junk out my face. I ain't interested. But then he had the audacity to come back a third time. And that third time, I had a change in my life. There was something that happened, and I became open to an opportunity. And I said, you know what? That thing makes sense to me. I signed up sight unseen. Now, the difference with me is I don't know anything about cars. I don't even know how to change oil. But it made sense to me. So I got my starter kit, called a couple of friends up, said, hey, give me your credit card, I'm going to sign you up, we're going to make some money in this business. And that was 5 years ago. I started giving out the product, letting people try it, because again, I don't know anything about vehicles and fuel or anything. And I gave it out to friends, family, neighbors, and co-workers. That was 5 years ago. Today, I'm a free man from ever working again. I have business in probably over 50 different countries and growing rapidly. And we're just getting started. Most people have never heard of this product. So as John said, right now you're in at the time when nobody knows about it. Let me just tell you how significant it is for you all here right now. My team in the Washington, D.C. area is probably the biggest team in the U.S. And we're not that big. And this group here is the second biggest team in the U.S. Nice. All right? So as you can see, we're not in a big convention or a hall or anything like that. So that shows you how ground floor this opportunity is. All right? And the funny thing is, even with these small amounts of teams, we have a lot of people financially free and never working again. Anybody cool with being financially free and never working again? All right? I'm telling you guys, it is a dream come true. I've always dreamed of being free, and my dreams of being free can't even compare to the reality of being free. Not having an alarm clock no more. And I'm sure you guys don't have the traffic we have down in Washington, D.C., but it's ridiculous. But no more rush hour traffic, none of that stuff. And I also like to travel. I love the Caribbean. I went to the Caribbean 8 times last year. I don't even know how many times I've been so far this year, but I'm getting ready to go back again next month, and I was there last month. But I like the warm weather, all right? So that's my desire. I love to travel. I've been to Africa 3 times. I would have never been to Africa in my life if it wasn't for this business, okay? So we're here to help anybody change their life that's interested in rolling with us. So let me get right into the compensation piece. First of all, the first thing I want to mention, we all know the economy's bad, right? And here's how bad it is. About 75% of America lives paycheck to paycheck in one of the wealthiest countries on the planet. Then to make it even worse, 1 in 6 lives at or below the poverty level. So what that means is us being taught what we were taught to do, go to school, get good grades, go to college, and get a good job, that hasn't worked for us. All right, so we need change. So most of us have dreamed of starting our own business, okay? Let me just ask this question. How many of us were supposed to be rich by 25? All right? When you had them big heads, y'all remember, right? When you were young, you had big dreams. Oh, man, I'm going to have a Lamborghini, a Porsche. Right? That's a high car, isn't it? Lamborghini, Porsche, and all this by 25. And then we got into what I call a 9-to-5 rut, right? Our dreams are gone, and now all we're doing is living paycheck to paycheck and trying to figure out how to survive. And John, I was one of those people that lost my job before. All right? Had a great job, got laid off because my company lost the contract. Then I went and got a job with Homeland Security. But the reality of it is, Most of us have dreamed of owning our big business, but it takes a lot of money to own your big business, all right? You got employees, licenses, headaches, people stealing from you and all that stuff. What I love about this industry is we don't have any of that. I don't have any employees, I have no office, I have no set hours or anything, but I'm making dream type of income, all right? And again, my job is to help everyone to do that. Now, a lot of people shy away from home-based businesses, and I used to too. And the reason why is, and I'll tell you a funny story. When I first got started in this industry about 8 years ago, when I signed up in my first home-based business, my neighbor came down, he told me it was a different company, had a different product, but I just really signed up for the product in that company. And I told him, I said, man, I'm not going to be begging people to come see this thing. I ain't having no meetings at my house. I ain't doing none of that stuff. What I didn't realize is how big the industry is, all right? And once I saw a video that showed people living free and making all this money, I called him from vacation and said, man, I'm going to come home and kill it. That was the day my life changed forever. That's when I realized how lucrative this industry was, all right? What I'm going to do real quick, where's Dale? Oh, okay. Could you come up real quick? Dale's a business owner, and I just want to kind of compare the differences between traditional business and network marketing. If you got a quick second, Dale. Sure. So Dale can tell you just some of the experiences that he has with a big business, and then I'm going to go a little bit more into our business to show you why I feel like our industry is absolutely incredible. So, Mr. Dale.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm going to take you back 3 years. 3 years ago, I own Partner Tire and Service over in Colchester. It's been a good business for me. I've got a decent life. I enjoy my life, and I'm lucky enough to do a lot of things I want to do. But 3 years ago, I'm at that worst point for a guy my age. I was bored. Okay? So I decided I was going to open another tire store down on Shelburne Road. First thing you do, I'm married, go see my wife, say, honey, I want to start another tire store. She says, well, what's that going to mean? And I said, well, that's going to mean we're going to go in debt about $2.5 million. It took her a while to get over that, but she finally gave me her blessing and said, yeah, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. Well, about the same time I'm planning to do this, a friend of mine approached me with this business. And I said, well, what's it going to cost me getting this business? She said, well, how do you want to do it? And I said, if I'm going to get into it, I'm getting in a whole hop. It's going to cost you $650. So now I'm looking at $2.5 million, $650. I'm looking at, I'm thinking about, okay, I got to compare these two businesses. So let's see. Obviously, we got the investment. We know what that is. What's my overhead going to be? Overhead on the new business is going to be about $75,000 a month. I have to make that. I have to make that much profit every month just to make this thing viable, just to survive, right? I said, I asked Colleen, the woman who's getting me this business, I said, what is my monthly charge on this? She says, well, you got to pay for a website and you got to buy a little bit of product. I said, oh, okay, here we go. Well, how much product? She said, well, the whole thing's going to cost you about $145 a month. So I'm thinking $70,000 just to break even, $145. And she said, oh, by the way, the $145, I told you that's a good part of that is product. You can sell the product, you get your money back. So, I mean, I think my minds are starting to click here right now, but again, it's a home-based business. I wasn't sure if it was something I wanted to do, but after I evaluated everything, I decided to go that way. I went back to my wife and I said, honey, I said, I got two options. I said, I know you've already approved the fact that I can spend $2.5 million and we can go in debt that much, or I got another business that I really like to try. She said, well, what's that going to cost? I said, $650. You want to guess which way she told me to go? Okay. Well, now we're at this point in my life. 3 years later, got 1,300 distributors worldwide. I'm in 21 countries. I'm having the time of my life. I have met some of the most wonderful people I've ever met. An incredible group of new friends. I'm making money. I'm traveling. I leave next Wednesday. I'm going to Kiev, Ukraine, to open a team there. It's not something you have to do. It's something I enjoy doing. I want to travel. If I retired, I was going to retire and travel anyway. Now I travel and I write it off on my taxes. Okay, so I just if you are interested in getting into a business that can change your life, expand your friend base, make you some money, and just something you can really enjoy doing at your own pace, this is the thing to get into. So I hope you consider it, and I hope you join the team and have as much fun as I'm having. Thank you.
All right. Now, the good thing about Dale is successful in his business. The funny thing is, now you've heard the numbers that Dale put up. About 66% of big businesses fail. 66%. All right? So imagine all these people putting up millions and millions of dollars, remortgaging their homes, losing their homes to start a business. And for $650, you can be in the #1 industry in the world. So to me, it's a big no-brainer. Now, here's the thing that most people, this is the #1 reason why I shied away from network marketing at first, and most people do. It's because you got to deal with people. All right? You got to talk to people and help people change their lives. Now, here's the funny thing. Dale, in your current business, where do you get your revenue from?
People.
People. All right? So what I realize is people who always have the big dreams opening up traditional business have the same exact resource. All right? So the difference is we help people change their lives. But let's just talk about the industry. The industry, and again, people don't realize how massive this industry is. How many people have heard of Amway? All right? Let me tell you something. Most of us, we laugh at people when they say they're in Amway. And let me just put something else. Before I even go into that story, let me put something else into perspective. How many people here use Amway products? All right, Dale. All right, we got two Amway users. All right? Do y'all know Amway's top earner makes about $2 million a month? $2 million a month. That's more than NBA ball players. Kobe Bryant just signed this contract and had all this fanfare where it was a 2-year contract for $42 million. He makes less than the Amway guy. All right? And the Amway guy is getting past the residual income. Matter of fact, his total life earnings at Amway is $295 million. Wow. In Amway. And guess what? Only 2 people in here are using Amway products. Now let me ask you this. By show of hands, how many people filled up in the last week? All right? Y'all with me? All right? See, my thing is, if Amway got folks making $2 million a month, what potential do we have in this room? All right? So guys, I'm very, very excited. But the home-based business industry, $167 billion generated. That was 2 years ago. Last year, it went up to $178 billion. All right? Now, compare that to the NFL, which generated $9.5 billion. Okay? Almost, well, actually about $170 billion more dollars are made through the home-based business industry. So, guys, this is big business. 16 million people are full-time like myself. About 2 million people join a home-based business every single month around the globe. All right? Women, 80% of women that make over $100,000 a year do it through a home-based business. So as you can see, guys, it's a very, very lucrative and successful industry. Now, what I love about this company is we get paid 5 times a month, all right? And we get paid about 10 different ways. Now, I'm not going to go into all the different ways, but I'm telling you it's really exciting because a lot of times you're getting checks and you don't even understand why. But we're going to go into a couple of them. Number one is we just started about 3 months ago, rolled out a new Audi car program, all right? Now, it's nice to drive an Audi, but it's so much nicer when somebody else pays the bill, okay? I just went and got a $100,000 Audi A8L that Syntek Global pays a note on, all right? Anybody cool with that, okay? Now, we have an incredible incentive program where we can show you how in your next, let's say, 90 to 120 days, get into a brand new Audi paid for by Syntek Global and earn about $15,000 in earnings. So really, really hot program. Also, we have big bonus checks, okay? Bonus checks ranging from anywhere from $10,000 to $500,000, okay? Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'd be willing to do a whole lot to get a $500,000 bonus check, okay? And I'm willing to work hard for it. So, you know, here's what I want to say to you. If you have a 9 to 5, I want you to do this on Monday, okay? I want you to go into your job and ask your boss, can we design a $500,000 bonus program? All right? Then we'll see you Monday evening back here. All right, now, this is the heart and soul. This is what I love, guys. This is the wealth building part of this business. All right? It's called passive residual income. All right? John talked about it briefly, but passive residual income is when you do something one time and that money comes in every single month. Now, our company pays us between $5 and $10 per person in your entire organization that joins your business. Now, you're looking at these numbers, you're like,